Okay.
Whoops. Anyway. Yeah, you guys are playing like it's solo queue, but with like comms on each other, almost like six mans, I guess. But like this still looks very disorganized. I think you guys can tell though on that.
Yeah, it feels that way. We still connect because of communication and mechanics, but we're still working out like our actual.
Oh, absolutely. Here, I don't know if like how much comms are going on here, but I would like a back right pass from kfrost. I mean, I see John I guess, like over on the right side. But if you put this into your back corner, jump is going towards the back corner anyway, and it goes closer to him. But putting it back mid, I mean, Nib can make a play, I guess, on it, right? Well, I mean,
I could have gone either side there.
Yeah, really. But
it's not middle.
Yeah, middle is like the spot where there's like the most risk.
What a terrible.
It's fine as long as it's red.
Yeah, my shot accuracy has just been poor the last 72 hours. A lot of corners.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Works. We have no one following up on that though. Someone's gotta. I think it's kind of hard once this ball goes out. I mean, Nib, your positioning's kind of like inwards. I'm not sure why. Let me see.
I think he was just getting to net at that point.
He's right here. It's that. Oh, you thought there was gonna be a 50. That's why you turned that way. But then you like keep turning in. I think it's okay for you though on this spot because you have your teammate here where he circles in if need be, and then you go up. Like I mean, you should have been charging this a little bit sooner, so you'd be a little bit closer. But
it was just so late on rotation.
Now we just let the ball like go right over our heads. So now it's a. I mean, I guess it jumps up, so it works out. But
I didn't get a good angle though because I hadn't. We just were off on our rotation.
Right. So it's another one that can be like down to jump. If you can get under it, I believe. Let me see. He's up. That's out, actually. Let's see. Yeah, that's out. So you have jump like far left side right there, and then it just goes straight to them. And this should be like a clear. So now we lose all that pressure again. It's like we set up like really good plays to put up pressure, but then like a mistouch gives them like a huge clear to take it all away.
So that's what that play though, if you go back, that's what I'm talking about when I think that we were setting up an offense too fast because there was no reason, or there really isn't a reason why kfrost and I should both be that deep so early. Mm-hmm. You know, see here, there still hasn't been an opportunity, and so there's no real reason why I should be that deep either. And that's what I think was a big killer on us getting the shooting angles here, because really, when Nib goes up the wall as it comes back out, he has a good pass, but I'm also already kind of way too for this to be ideal. Like if I was back a little farther, then he could do a much more, like he has a lot more options passing. Whereas here, he basically has to shoot that hard at me, or I'm not going to have it.
I mean, you're coming in though. Like your momentum's going forward.
Oh yeah,
right? Yeah.
I'm confident in it, but had I not already been there, it would have been a much more controlled shot.
Like if the ideal pass is right here, like somewhere around here, and you're definitely gonna hit that before. And if that's not the case, like let's say John just like reads this like a wizard and then comes in like and there's gonna be a 50, you hit this up the wall again, and kfrost should be circling around like after that because he should be watching the play going on as well. So I don't think, I mean, yeah, you guys are setting it up quick, but I think it's not as like, I don't think that's the problem really, that you guys are setting up too quick necessarily. It's just that you aren't looking at each other. Like this play would definitely work given how quick you guys are going if you guys saw each other. You're going, but then it gets hit upfield.
If you
this
look
one
at
you didn't need to hit away either, but what was it?
Here, look at my perspective real quick.
This is Nib talking, right?
No, kfrost.
kfrost, okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's voices sound pretty similar, so.
Alright. So just play from here. This is actually, I don't know, really smart by them. I couldn't recover, I guess. I think I could have. I was better.
I mean, you could have, but I think you didn't know what to do in this moment right here, and you wanted to make a play.
I saw it.
I had 30 boosts to go back, and then I should have went back.
I mean, and the half flip thing.
I think
you had time, but yeah, I mean, and you had what's it called? Jump like on this left side going back here. I think you can have like confidence to leave this alone, especially because how far back everyone is. But also, Jump
Yeah.
didn't need to make the play as soon as possible. Like, I think it's more ideal instead of trying to get it past this guy that's behind here is to control it and get a good 50-50 because your teammates are getting back still.
Go back and show it from my perspective, just so I can see what I was looking at when I decided to go for that.
Let's see.
I feel like I had some thought process of probably panicking, thinking kfrost was about to get dutied on.
Yeah.
I'm always getting duty on.
That's not me.
Oh shoot! The voices, man. All right, cool. So yeah, you want to go back right here.
Yeah, just to figure out what I saw. Yeah, I saw him beat there, so I came across. I probably, and I, because I'm looking at that and saying what I would try to do.
What you were thinking.
I think I would have. I think I was trying to go on the ramp outside of him, so it either bounced up or bounced behind him.
No, I see
But
that,
I just wanted it.
You wanted to like hit here and then it to like launch up.
Exactly. Yeah, so we could reset. I was trying to buy time, but I fucked up. Whoopsie.
That's a whoopsie, but yeah, then there's no more goals here, but how do you guys remember this game going after that? Is it just chaos or oh, that's close.
After this
We got
game,
it close.
Yeah, we had a really close game. We had really close games.
Yeah, so this is the first series that we played against them because we got 3-0'd the first series and then we 3-0'd them, so we didn't lose against them in our second series.
Right.
So this is before we got it back together, but I remember in this series, things that we noted were our breakouts weren't connecting, we weren't seeing each other on the get out, and we were just kind of shuffled on the defense once we were back.
Right.
Like right here is a
There's
prime
like
example of
a
those
lot of
fucks.
clumping right now here too, and diving at stuff. Jump, you can go up the wall here because let's say like this ball goes anywhere that's along here, right? If you're in this position, it's gonna be really hard for you to get up and get the momentum to read this, right? And get a decent clear for your teammates to come back.
I hope that's what I did.
Yeah, we have this right
Nope.
here, but
Bad.
and so then it ends up going straight to you because Blossom gets like a terrible pass on this, but then we just hand the ball back to them and everything. Oh, what?
Oh, I wish I'd scored that. He robbed me of our
Oh
time.
my god. But yeah, I think playing the wall here would be a lot safer of a play just because of the position of the ball. It's like along that wall basically. If he hits it out mid to you, you've turned already. Like
The only thing though, and I'm sure I noticed this, but if you look at it, he didn't actually go up to play it in the corner, so I didn't think he was going to bring it around corner. I was more concerned about him doing what he is doing now, or he fucked up his hip. But I thought he was going to play it to John Waite, like out
like
more
out
and not
here,
around.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
So are you
that's
like
not-
turning to do this then? To like
Well, I saw
meet
both my
John?
teammates out of the zone and knew that if he passed them, he probably knew they had numbers. And generally, when people have numbers, instead of trying to drive it around the wall where it's easy for me to like stop it,
Right.
they try to like throw that pass out. So
It's
I don't know. I
good,
mean,
right?
it could have been a number of factors that made me decide that, or I just didn't think about it, and then just
Yeah, it could
habitually
have
went.
been all those things. The thing is, though, if he passes it out mid, like the way that you positioned yourself here, I mean, the ideal thing would be to swing like out, like wide, because there's like no way that he's getting this like right down here, and then someone's ready also to score this, unless he gets like a miracle
That's a good point.
touch kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But if it goes out mid here, you're gonna have a really tough time of swinging back around and then making a 50-50. While
Yeah.
here, if you're up on the wall, you can still like jump off the wall and make the same play you would if you had the momentum. So like you're covering the same spot you would if you were on the ground up here, but you also cover like the wall.
This isn't the only time in that series I rotated not to where I needed to. I rotated to net middle there in this series twice.
Right.
There's a back there's fucking fucker.
I know. So close.
I tried to bump him.
Oh yeah, I see that. Oh, that was a bad play by that guy. That's a demo.
Where
There's
am
someone
I?
back, so
You got demo.
I didn't have enough just to pick it up.
yeah, I see that. They're like playing really passive right now. They could have like definitely pressured you guys because you all had like probably very little boost. That was a bad shot by him. Yeah, so the main problems I saw in this game was definitely a lot of clumping on defense, especially. Offensive plays, like, you guys were setting them up, like, right beforehand. Like, there were opportunities to score on them. But then either selfish decision-making would give the ball away to the defense, and then they'd get huge clears, and then you get put on the back foot, where you're put on defense, and that's your weakest point, right? Especially getting clears to each other as well. Like, you guys don't really clear it too well to each other, or you circumstantially clear it to each other, where it's like, oh, I'm clearing it this way, and then it just so happens that my teammate's over here, so then he clears it, right? But I don't think you guys are actually looking at each other for defensive plays.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then your offensive plays are set up, but you're not actually working with each other. You're just trying to make the play. And then if it doesn't go right, like if it did go right, like the play that I had where the shot was supposed to be up here, that's a goal and everything. But you have a way better shooting opportunity if you pass it to jump here and then he takes the shot anywhere, really. Like up here. But yeah, what do you all think? Like thoughts on what went wrong, things you guys did well too. I mean, I do think you guys' speed is really like decent, but you guys like also hesitate a lot because you don't know exactly what each other are gonna do. It seems like you look at each other and you're like, oh, he's gonna go for this, but then like kfrost will be sitting under the ball and he'll be like, oh, I can't get it, and then walk away, and then no one's attacking it, right?
I think that's because of being a new team. So
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, definitely.
get better the longer we play.
Yeah, I feel that too, because I think each of us have. Well, Nib, you can touch anything. kfrost, you are able to touch anything, and myself, I also have like a very 50-50 heavy. Like I'm confident, just challenging style. And it takes right now, like our inclination is like, yes, I still have the option, so I'll take it. Whereas like we don't know each other yet to say for sure. Like I know in one of the games, Nib, you got like an extra touch that most people don't get, and I am learning now that you are capable of this, but I just was already in a weird spot because sane people don't hit that 5 times, only you do, and that's cool. I just wasn't ready.
2 down, 4 down.
All right, game 2 then.
No, go to the demo cat one.
Any 1 second, I'm gonna get my shit out.
This one, coach?
Yeah. I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Cool.
You gotta go to the bathroom.
This one is from a couple days ago, and it's 3-2. Demo cat skills and such. Oh yeah, this is upper 90. Okay. Do you have prior experience being on a team, Neb?
I've been on a couple and done like ESL and RLRS qualifiers, but not too many.
Oh, okay. How'd those go? Like ESL and stuff?
I got kind of close to getting the title once, but I haven't done ESL in a while, so I was a lot lower rank when I tried it.
Well, this might be the team then. I think you guys have a lot of potential. It's like you have like a lot of the new team problems. But I don't know how exactly each of you are individual as players, but other than kfrost, because I've worked with him before. But yeah, you guys have a lot of new team problems, so we'll see if you guys are still around a month from now. It takes, I think for me, like with the teams that I've been on, it takes about a month to like confidently be like, oh, my teammate can get this or not. And then like get that pretty much right every time. So we'll see if it lasts that long or if it's like, you know, things happen and stuff. Have you, do you drink coffee?
Me?
Yeah, you. You're the only one here, so I'm just like making conversation. Oh, okay, never mind then. Oh, well, I got these peppermint stirs for like the holidays and stuff, and they've been like the greatest.
Are you guys waiting for me? Sorry.
I think kfrost left for the bathroom too.
What's that?
kfrost left for the bathroom too. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Cool. It's upper 90. This team's been working with each other for a while too, so.
This game is, I think I'm really proud of this game. Not gonna lie.
That was close. I mean, we had clumping in that back right corner again, but this is a fine, like, it's okay for you to miss that one.
Ignore our
like,
ugly back.
Yeah.
Ignore our ugly back passes in these games. It was our first day, and we literally kept trying to throw it back to each other way too. Nice.
Yeah, for here, like, I mean, we couldn't get it out of our zone because, I mean, we're close, right? Like was it here? I think it was here where there was like a boom down the side. Yeah, right here.
I think people left too early there.
Yeah, we had two people like leave position like too quickly and going towards the same spot. Jump couldn't get the play, and now Nib's on the back foot. Has to make this read, but can't, right? And then there's just pressure going on, and then that's unfortunate, right?
I think on that goal, it was me being able to clear, but he just went up and dunked into the net.
Oh yeah, you mean the
kfrost? Yeah, kfrost double committing to a save. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I mean this could have been prevented with like the kfrost clear jump if you reacted just a little bit quicker. Granted, this is your first day, right? So like, I don't.
No. Like that's not an excuse for this play. That I mean, legitimately, if I had been 10 feet further up, it would have been there. If they'd be 10 feet farther back, it would have been there. Mm-hmm. And if just because circumstantially there's panic at the end, kfrost happened to dunk Nib, although that's really not a factor in this case. The play was broken before that.
Yeah, like exactly. The play was broken before this happened, but.
It was a sick dunk though.
We have no one back right now. I mean, kfrost can get this, but...
I could have dribbled out. Mm-hmm. I try to not be so critical about stuff like that all the time, though, because it's like...
It's like in the moment, a lot of these things, but we have to see like if it's reasonable within the moment. Oh god. Okay, you're back in time.
And it's consistent.
This one's just like a pass to jump, or a pass to skills.
Yeah.
At least you guys are... You're moving the ball down the field further than the last game that I saw, but not really to each other. It's just like getting down the field.
Also, something to note, I know these guys have only been playing together 2 weeks. I just came from a like pretty decent, like well-trained together roster, and so eventually I'm trying to like uningrain some of the things we were running.
Oh yeah, so you were on a team before this team.
I played with Blossom actually, who's one of the nuttiest goalies. So like my defense was garbage because Blossom will go for everything and he'll save everything. But and then I played with another player who was he's a wall camper, so like I'll bang it at the wall and just assume he'll be flying from their backboard.
Right. Oh, you could almost play like you don't have to consider his position because you already know.
He'll be able to get there. And Nib and kfrost actually both have very much that ability, so it's there. It's still like not exactly the same. I can't habitually just bang it.
Right.
Same. kfrost is using his brain, is what I'll say.
I mean, that's one way, to look at it. So like here we're pushing up really hard when like the ball's not in our position, and we have both of our teammates up in that far left corner, and this gets like knocked over. That's unfortunate with like skills bumping, right? But beyond that, it's like we should have been back further already to like gain possession of this. That's unfortunate.
I noticed we get caught.
We got there, but like we're really close to getting scored on a bunch in this game, but it's barely working out where we're like barely making these clears in time. I think here, kfrost, don't you have I think you have the time to go up the wall here, depending on how much boost you got. Yeah, you got boost. Yeah, this is like a huge clear for you right here.
Well, could have been easier if we hadn't already gone too.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, but like here he was already like positioned to boost up the wall with 93 boost, come up here and then just knock it over all these people because they're all clumped together. But we have Slushy going back, but he is going to be on the back foot. Oh, Demo's going back. Sorry. But yeah, good interception. That was really good.
Yeah, breeds those.
This one, you don't have to boom like to the back wall. You can hit this left side. Like, I think you have the time, kfrost, to hit this like mid left. Like the replay froze, so it'll just need a second. But if you see where that midfield is, let's go over here. We get this boost. Oh, that's fine though, because we can still swing across, like right here, like come across this way, and then left flip into it so that it goes out towards mid. Because I believe you should have a teammate, or you should know that you have a teammate pushing up with you since you're in full possession of it, and aim for this spot, like this is the ground, like right up here. So that
I did see him.
He might have been trying.
maybe.
I did see him. I just forgot to fucking do the thing.
It was just in the moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, you look close too on that angle with your flipping it. But
We're like waiting for a play to happen right here on this touch. So the jump gets the hit, and then Nib, you turn for it, but it's their possession, right? Yeah. And then kfrost turns for it. I think kfrost,
yeah,
you
we
can
should just
go.
left.
Yeah, kfrost, you can leave because Nib can cover both the left and midfield passes if need be. But now we have no one back. Good patience. If Itty's there and jump, I like that you pressure him. Ooh.
Take those shooting angles.
Yeah. That was like a misplay on them because that was a good scoring opportunity and they just gave it away. This would be like kind of the opposite of what you guys do, where it's like they went for the midfield pass, but it was like badly executed, where it was like behind them. But like in the last game, you guys passed it right here, and then they get the boom, and then it moves upfield, and then they have an opportunity. But you guys basically capitalize on their huge mistake right here. Skills with the questionable aerial.
Because I have a question or note. I don't know. I think though, with what you just said, which is very true, that I'd still maybe prefer to play it a little more in front of us as opposed to behind us. I don't know what are your thoughts on that? Like, is it better if you're gonna play it in front or behind?
Oh yeah, if you got to make a mistake here, right? Like either the ball goes too far this way or too far that way, you definitely want it here.
Okay.
Rather than here, because at least Demo can go back. He like knows, okay, I can't make this play, right? It'd be really bad if Demo went for the play and then that gets knocked over his head, because now Skills is back like all by himself again. Well,
right.
This
but
right
at least
here,
they have the option to leave. Is what you're saying.
Exactly. Okay. Basically, I'm not saying that like your situation was worse than theirs. It's like the opposite of what happened with your guys' last play. And then this kind of thing happens. Now Skills had a bad aerial too, because he could have gotten a touch on that if he read it right, but shit happens. You know,
he was way too far away on the outside.
Yeah. And I don't think he expected that kind of touch from his teammates.
We expect some more from former dribbling challenge world record.
Look at how that helps him right here. Look at that sick. That's level 1.
Confidence booster right there.
Right. Jump, you're like really close to net right there. At least you'll have time to get this, but it's pretty unlikely you'll make a play on that. It's fine right now, we just need to rotate. We're clumping again.
That was supposed to go to kfrost.
Yeah.
I tried to hit him.
That was damn.
That challenge I do like kfrost. That was a good time to do that.
That was good, yeah.
What, hit it across the Demo, whatever his name is?
No. When they were coming into our offensive zone, you flew across, and just like bought time with an east-west aerial. I think this is it.
Oh yeah, I think it's it right here.
Because I would prefer to leave that. I don't want to fly for that.
Yeah, I think this
if I
is
hit,
fine.
that's bad.
Because
I
think the pressure there, you need a body there so that they don't have possession of it too long. Because if kfrost isn't here, let's say he's back here for some reason.
Or maybe it was Nib, I'm sorry. I don't know. Whoever flew east-west to make that challenge on this play.
kfrost, right? Or was it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was Nib. I'm sorry.
Oh, Nib here, touching it away.
Yeah, that was I thought was good.
This was fine. This was unfortunate, I think, with kfrost hitting it to Demo. But
But it
I
bought
didn't
us.
see
But
that.
it bought the time that we needed to at least get that little bit further
the
behind
nib
him.
touch, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. As opposed to when our third guy is behind him and can come in, and our second guy goes and plays that. That's like not working.
Wow.
I think this
What am
one-
I doing?
I think
I'm
this
doing like a
one,
horseshoe type of thing.
You can like drop it down to your teammate's back right or something like that, but we're just giving it away again. Like, you have the tendency to want to boom it over their heads or like hit it like down the field rather than instead taking the loss here, or it's not really a loss, but taking the hit back here and then people rotate around and then gaining possession and then you all setting up for a play like somewhere. Yeah, they really like to do midfield passes, which is why I think they're as good as they are, because they're pretty decent at against really unorganized teams. They can get midfield passes going, and then what a challenge. That's a really bad 50 by them, but
Yep.
good 50 by you.
Red's the same way.
Is that considered ball chasing?
By
No.
you?
That's good ball chasing.
That's like
That was-
how you wanna. That's how you wanna ball chase.
I
right here.
literally screamed in that. I'm ball chasing.
Like right here, because he's not doing anything anymore, right? Now you go for it, you get a really good 50. So.
Yeah, I was leaving. Like it wasn't. Like
And you have
I
Nib back too, so you're definitely gonna make a play on it. Nib's got you covered. There's not much
Now you
risk
gotta
to
get
it. There's a lot of reward. It's fine. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I got fucked. Then I bodied him in the air.
I could have put it
Nice.
back left.
Nice
Oh my
save.
God.
Clutch.
Yeah. That works. I think jump. I don't know if you knew that kfrost was gonna get this hit, but this kind of plays into what was going on in the earlier game too, where we have kfrost going up for like a wall clear here, and we could already be moving like down the field to like collect his play, even though the game's over basically, right? It doesn't really matter, but this would be like if
Well-
this was mid game, right? Let's say instead the score is 3-2, right?
I was gonna say I would never do it in that situation.
Right, yeah.
That's-
No, let's say it's like 3-2.
If it was
and,
3-2, it
like,
would be the opposite. I'd be
Right, you'd be
downfield.
moving.
Looking. I did that last game when we were down 0-1. At the end of the game, I was at midfield,
yeah.
waiting, hoping, essentially, at that point.
Mhm.
Also, the other thing that's throwing me, and kfrost and I will have to work on it, is I'm not used to having people go up the back wall and try to play it across the net. I'm used to either seeing people go and play it to the outside or leaving it for the guy in net to come out, and he would just, like, in case I miss, either to do
Like,
something. So
what you're
that's new.
saying is like having a goalie stay here, and then having this guy here, and then having someone
Like,
out
go
already?
back to where he's making contact with the ball on the wall, and I can explain, or like
Sure.
just before that. He comes back, and right here he makes a good challenge, and then he lands, and then he goes back up the wall here.
Mhm.
Okay, right there, perfect. Okay, so in this situation, the reason I've and this has happened multiple times, which is why I'm trying. I think I can put this into words. I'm not used to somebody going up and hitting it across the field from that situation, which
Like
is
down
what
here.
basically is yeah, exactly, aiming that direction. I would, if he was closer to me and going up towards it, of course, like even just between like a couple feet to the inside, yeah, like even there, I'd probably be more inclined to be just like ready to turn up field and just blast out so he could hit it to me. But I'm used to the person there letting me jump up and like blast that to the outside, because isn't Nib to that midfield somewhere?
Yeah, he's he's right here actually.
Yeah, exactly. I'm used to trying to blast it to Nib, because even if kfrost wins this, the issue is I have to go and Nib either has to come all the way back
Mhm.
or I have to make a play while kfrost is possibly airborne, whatever. Who knows what happens there. But either way, that's been throwing me a couple times where, and it's not a problem. I know you're comfortable with it. I got to work on my, trust issue, essentially, to let you go for that. But it's just not, I'm used to going up for that myself as it comes off the wall and blasting it up to Mib, or to Nib. And kfrost, you could either come off the wall and follow it if I'm not already there, like, we
Yeah.
don't have to change our flow again. Whereas here, the only direction I have to go is to curve and have everybody go upfield.
Right. Like, well, here's the thing: is that I see what you're saying because you're here and you're trying to cover
Yeah.
this because there's like 2 seconds left and everything, and that
Yeah.
makes sense and all.
Forget those 2 seconds left. Forget those
Okay,
2 seconds.
So we'll just ignore
Say it's like-
that there's 2 seconds, right?
Yeah,
There's-
forget the scoreboard. I'm saying the situation,
minutes,
though.
sure.
The ball going up the wall.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The ball going up the wall there and seeing my teammate, because honestly, generally I'll play this the same if it's 3 minutes or 0 seconds, with the exception of we don't need a goal or do. But the whole situation, I would be used to going up and playing it towards Nib, while kfrost would just keep rotating essentially, and that way our team stays spread out, as opposed to here we all have to commit ourselves to one direction, and that's upfield.
Well, the play that I see going down, right, is that kfrost now has a bunch of, now has a couple options to go with, right? Like, we could go through both scenarios where either he passes it to Nib or he passes it to you. Like, the proper play passing it first to you, right, is that you should be swinging out wide here, right? Because based on kfrost's position, this ball's going this side. Like, it's not, if it does go mid, right, then it's going directly to skills, and then he's going to have like a very odd hit going into this, right? But even so, kfrost's pass should be here, and then you can make a play, collect the play up here, and then move it downfield, right? However you want to do it, whether it's this way or up the wall, doesn't really matter.
Okay. But what do you project them doing here? Because my last question that I have on this whole thing, and also we have a scrim, so this is why
so we'll just like go through this real quick.
But my
skills like then matching up with you, right? Like, because you should already have forward momentum here, so you should already be like moving, because kfrost is going to get this hit out, so you should already be positioning yourself like somewhere around like here, moving towards this direction, right? And then in response, skills is going to start moving this way with you, and if the ball goes over here, right, you're going to be under the ball and you double jump up and create like a table kind of play, right? Like, so your car is facing upward, right? If this makes any sense. And then you collect this pass going off over here, and it moves down further the field, right?
Your fucking John Madden drawings are incredible. But my concern, the reason I guess this whole play, the reason it's questionable to me, or the reason I'm in this predicament here in the first place, is because the way I see the situation, especially in high-level games against teams that we're, I'll say struggling to beat, but really when the teams are slightly better than us and we have to beat them. My issue here is what we're essentially doing is, even on the backboard of our own end, committing ourselves to trying to do the offensive play here, as opposed to set up the more solid defensive, get our team set so that when we aren't leaving ourselves vulnerable. Now that's somewhat factoring this, assuming the scores are similar, but in a high-level game, and we've found this already ourselves, like, it sounds so fucking corny, but anybody can win at 0-0, and I don't know, it's up to us as a team to discuss that, I guess, but do we, as a team style, do we want to favor immediately taking this opportunity and trying to make it an offensive opportunity, or do we want to try to set ourselves up, make it 0-0, or do we want to set ourselves up to be more sound defensively and then break out?
Well, the thing about, you can be more sound defensively, and it works against teams that are like lower level, right? That where they can't deal with that. But against a higher level team, like let's say upper 90, right? You're playing against them and you're playing a solid defense where you keep it in your zone right here. They're going to keep it like pummeling you until that breaks down, right?
No, we're not keeping it in our zone.
Oh.
We're just taking,
Like,
literally
I'll
just
ask you what kind of play you want to happen here, right? So that I can kind of get a read on.
So as me as a player right now, what I'm seeing is the guy in the corner and Slushy are both going to have to head backwards because they don't have plays here. Skills has to make a play. And I can't tell if Nib's heading out or towards us, but I don't think it matters. He's got space to do whatever he wants there. Whatever the play unfolds. kfrost is committed to going up the wall here, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that at all. And I'm sitting in net. Honestly, I should be a little bit farther back. I'm in weak net positioning, but that's I can still manage this. So what I see them all doing is, the way the rotation is going to work is they're going to swing down towards essentially the bottom of the screen right now with the way they're rotating, while two of them leave. Slushy's going to head out midfield. Skills is going to assume that Demo is going to kind of cover that wall still and on his way back, so they think that they're still in good positioning. The issue I have with kfrost banging it is, if he bangs it, all they have to do is every single one of them on their team has to turn right, and they're all in the same spread out position, but set up to pressure kfrost again. Whereas if I make a play here, it's most likely going to go to Demo Cat, who's back checking, which means just heading towards his end. If Skills wants to make a play, his He doesn't have an optimal shooting angle. It's just he either plays it to the corner safely, or I try to stuff him because I'm coming straight out at an opposite angle of him. And kfrost then, with whatever happens there, gets to read that play and push it upfield. But assuming we get what we want here, we're pushing it to the top of the screen side of the field, in this case, left side, instead of right side, because that goes against the rotation. So in order for them to make a play, they have to kill their momentum.
I see what you're saying, because they're going back, right, and they're resetting for their own positions. And is the concern, like, you want to make the play here, like you want to make
I'm ready.
and, like,
I'm ready. Not
this,
even up the wall.
You know,
that's all. That's coming off the wall. So I could hit
keep
that.
Keep it within. You're taking this play though, is what you want.
Yes.
To do,
Yeah. I can make that play. Yeah.
So the thing is about that too, though. Now you're allowing them to reset because they're really far pushed up the field, right? Like they're trying to get on the back foot, and I had two scenarios going on. I got through the first one where it moves off like far right, where Slushy's not going to be able to make this play out here because he's going back, right? Demo's not going to make the play, so he's not a factor either. The one that's a factor is really skills, right? But if that ball does get put off to the right side and you have your forward momentum already, you're going to make the play before anyone else and hit this upfield before either of these two can get back onto defense, right?
I can't make. I'm not objecting here. I'm just trying to see everything here. Because I agree with what you're saying. I just don't think that kfrost taking that as high as he's going to have to go to move it then upfield is going to be faster than me coming up and hitting that hard towards Nib. It'll like the pass will be faster if it connects. But even if skills challenges, I'm
maybe like a bounce hit to Nib and then Nib take this down here.
Yeah, and kfrost just stays on the back wall. He can come back down. He can jump out and play it if he suspects I'm not going to make the play, or Skills looks like he's got a really good angle. But I don't think he will, because keep in mind the way Skills has to fly and the way I have to fly, it's very unlikely that he's able to pinch that through me right there. So if kfrost hadn't touched that and I'd flown, Nib doesn't have to come back to make a play. I don't have to turn upfield. I would have just banged it up over their heads through the gap, and they would have taken it away. Whereas now,
I could see that.
Now they rotate, and
like,
they'll be okay.
With this particular play, because we have you going up and
right there, bang. If I hit that,
the difference is though, right? Imagine Skills now doesn't have to worry about kfrost, right? Because Skills is looking at kfrost, you can tell that, right? Which is why he doesn't go immediately. But you wouldn't have actually the bounce shot or the clear that you're talking about, because look at Skills hesitate once he sees kfrost.
Yeah, that's fine. He still hesitated seeing kfrost there. kfrost needs to be there to force them their concern.
To be here to force
he can
the
do
concern.
Well, yeah, I mean, really, it's
just
good coverage. Yeah, it's good coverage.
I think my touch was pretty useful in the game.
No, it worked. I'm not saying this didn't work. I'm saying we're just.
You're coming up with another scenario where how you're used to playing, right? Where it's like you would have kfrost still in the wall, but not
even me.
Right?
Not even me. Just what I've observed from other teams. Right? A faster breakout there, as opposed to trying to take it and while everybody cleanly sweeps across the field, we take the momentum our direction by me banging it to Nib. kfrost can still fly off the wall just like he did, and then him and Nib are in the front. I just have to regroup after banging it upfield to Nib.
Yeah, and so kfrost and Nib go upfield on this.
They can still do whatever they want. Yeah.
Go down, right?
And it's not wrong. We did it earlier where kfrost and I pinched it, and it worked out the same way. But I just think a lower risk option, because in order for kfrost to do this, now they all know when kfrost goes, oh sweet, they have to take it across the middle of the field in the air.
Like the other option I was going to talk about too is where kfrost is more inside, right, and the ball goes here, and then the ball.
He should definitely go then. Yeah.
Yeah, it hits it to Nib, and then Nib's up here. You should be moving up either way though, right? So
right. Well, I'll make that read when that happens.
Yeah. I mean, if you see that read, right, because you don't even move out here, and you were talking about that you were used to
I hesitate because
kfrost inside, right, and then that's where
it's just
confusion was. But
I'm not okay. So then I'm not used to seeing people inside. I'm just saying that I made the read when I saw him on the outside that it should be me, because I'm used to when people are on the outside not doing going across the field in that manner. Or not that I'm not used to it. I saw that as my opportunity to, he doesn't have a good the outside play. I see Nib, so I'm gonna go up and play it out.
Now I see what you're saying here, and I think
it's not right or wrong.
Yeah, absolutely, because what you're saying would work the one factor that plays into all this though right here is that kfrost must be on this wall, like either way, right? Like that, which is good, right? But now, like you're saying that you're used to the situation where we have you here, someone up here, and then what does kfrost do if he just happens to not be on this wall? Like
he can still just rotate to net, because
Right.
the thing is, either, no matter what happens here, me being the third man, I have to be a part of the play to make it a successful breakout. So I'm either banging it to Nib to make it a successful play, or I'm leaving the net and going to the outside to make it a successful play. Either way, kfrost needs to have a way that he can, or we can not just all be going at one.
The reason this play like works out the way you're saying it is because Skills hesitates because kfrost is in this position, right? So what I'm trying to ask is when kfrost, because kfrost is not going to always be in this, like this scenario works out for you, what you're talking about when you go here and you get the hit downfield to Nib, right? Because Skills hangs back, because
Skills
kfrost
is too far up.
Well,
Skills is too far
Skills
up here
has
to make.
momentum though before. Like that's the thing. He kills his own momentum because of this like play over here. Like he has the momentum, and then he like hangs up here because he sees kfrost on the wall.
I think the error on his end, and I recognize this only now watching it 100 times, but his error was he cut in too soon. Had he gone outside towards Nib this whole play with kfrost going across, I'm all about. But because Skills cut in early, he not only killed his momentum, but he then opened up the passing angle to Nib that we have. I'm pointing at my screen like a dipshit right now.
Hey, I've done that before. That's why I downloaded Epic Pen. So it makes a lot more sense for me. But yeah, like we have the hit here, and we notice like the play that I'm talking about on the left side, right? Because he kills his momentum because kfrost is over here and he doesn't react in time. If you're already down here, right? Like we're gonna look at where Skills goes. Like you could already be like upfield here, and this ball goes. Well, I would like it to be more out, right? But
the concern though, and me, the reason I would never, even in a 0-0 game, won't do that probably, and I'll take that into advice and think of it as an option now because I want to hit those. But the reason I'm less likely to do that is because say kfrost miss, if I'm already going upfield. We're done. Even if it's there, even if we're up by 2 goals, it's still a goal for them, and I don't want to give that up.
Yeah, the reason why I'm okay with like this is because like the score right here, right? And like a 0-0 game, if you're trying to make a play against a team that's really good, right? You do have to make these risky plays, right? And now you're considering the fact that kfrost doesn't get this hit, which is like important, right? Like you know, like hey, if my teammate doesn't get this hit, that's bad. And if you know he's not going to get the hit, then you know, obviously you're not going to go for that play. But if you're not sure and you're not making a play because you think your teammate's going to make a mistake and then they don't, you've killed an opportunity to make a play.
I don't want it to sound like it's a trust thing here. It's that to me, the way I see this is unless we're down by a goal in this situation, I will less likely. I don't think I would be inclined to go upfield there because the way I see it is in every other situation, unless you're down by 1, we're taking that gamble to score, and in these situations is 100% on. Every other situation you need, like it's not a trust thing, it's just a matter of
yeah, you know,
I have
like
no need to score an extra goal.
You're like you're trying to avoid the opportunity to just allow them to get a free goal.
Yeah, the priority is keeping them out of the net, because as long as they're not winning, then we don't have to score on them. And if we're up by 2-3, if we give them that free goal because I was like, oh well, we're up and I can afford to cheat, like go for that, then now it's a closer game. That's momentum in their favor. I'd rather lose a little momentum on a breakout.
Yeah, being risk averse, I think, works for a long period of time until you get to the highest level, though, where you have to open these opportunities up, and everyone needs to play their best. Where kfrost does get this hit no matter what, right? And you gotta rely on that, and then that ball has to go this way, and then you have to make the choice whether you want to stay in net because it's safer, or you want to move out and try to make the play on this, and then see if Skills does make the play, or if you don't, right? Whether it works out or not, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
You could stay in net, but your risk-averse play style is going to only get you so far, whereas teams won't allow you to set up like this team is, you know, where it's like way down the future, right? You're playing someone like, you know, Cloud9 or whatever, I don't care. They're going to, like, you allow them to, you know, let this play go by, and they're already rotating in to, like, capitalize on it, while as you only had that split-second opportunity to make that risky play, to move it down the field.
Yeah, no, you're right on that.
So
you're right on
that.
I
do get what you're saying, though, because now I understand you as a player, because you would prefer on a 0-0 game, or
I'm taking the scoreboard into account there, yeah.
Yeah, that you are taking that into account, and it's like, hey, we're not losing yet. We don't have to open ourselves up for an opportunity to get scored on, like to make a play.
And however, you make very valid points there, and I am aware that the goals that go in on us as a team that's close, that is the ones like you're describing, where had I been up, say at the bottom of the screen right now, I have a banger on net, open net game, and that's on any team. We could score on Cloud9 that way, even.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree with you there, and it's a matter of right now, at least I think as we gel, find them.
Yeah, absolutely. But that was that was important though. Sorry, my throat dried up. That was important though, because now I think all your teammates understand what kind of player you are, because now they can take that into account. Like,
well, they're nutters, so I just try to fill in when they're done doing shit.
I mean, that works too, right?
I'm trash. I don't know what you're talking about.
But
I just want to scrim, dude.
kfrost and
They're
Nib
waiting.
can take into account.
Sorry.
Like,
Are they waiting on
kfrost
us?
and Nib.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's what I've been like
All right,
laughing
all right,
about.
Oh, you should definitely just cut it off when you're like, hey, we got a game. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be rude.
No, I get
That's
it. But
cool,
hey,
yeah.
if you want, I
Okay.
can send this to you guys probably via email, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be a big file. But I can send you this clip if you want.
Do you have any like general things for us to work on so I can write it down in our Discord?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So the big things like defensive clears, you guys don't really look for each other, so that's got to be capitalized on, where you're spreading out on these like positions. Because the big thing is that you guys clump, right? And then you have no one to pass to. So first things first is to get yourselves out into certain positions where it's like we have someone covering every zone, one here, one out here, right? And it's like, oh, okay, wherever this ball goes, the passing play goes to this guy, right? But right now we're all positioned here, and no one can make a play. So spreading out on defense and then making the passes to those people on defense. And then when it comes to setting up offensive plays, actually looking for each other on those offensive plays, especially midfield passes, where kfrost, your last team, was looking for midfield passes a lot more, and that made it a lot scarier scrimming you guys. But constantly hitting on the backboard or getting these plays that are out to them more so than to your own teammates turns the play around entirely. So getting cleaner passes to each other on offense. Also, there's a lot of trust issues right now. So working with each other, and I think you guys need
learning issues.
Yeah, you guys need to understand how each of you behave as players so that you can take that into account when making plays. Like, you're like, oh, kfrost has no boost, but he's going to go for it anyway, so I'm going to move out, right?
Admittedly, that's mostly on me, guys, because that's where I am strong as a player. I'm not strong mechanically. I'm a big brain, so me understanding you guys is important, and will take a few days, but I'll get it.
Yeah, it's really good attitude. And then finish up real quick too is mechanics as well. Like, it's very shoddy on certain spots. Like, I don't think I saw, like, it's a lot of it is you're not getting passes to each other because you're not angling your cars right, or you're not thinking quick enough, and then you turn your car a certain way and it goes right to the enemy team rather than to your teammates. So I'd say working on passing mechanics especially, and maybe even redirect mechanics, but like not to goal, like to midfield, and like working on shooting at spots other than net for your teammates. That's the basic stuff, but I won't keep you guys any longer because I know,
I gotta
you
wait
got
in like
scrims,
20
you got
minutes.
scrims,
So.
so
Yeah, we're hopping in the lobby now.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, good luck to you guys.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
A lot.
Yeah, here's some good advice.